The CPR Hero. We see Gilbert, a confident young man, walking down the street. Suddenly, he sees a group of people gathered around a person lying on the ground. Gilbert rushes to the scene and sees that the person is not breathing. Gilbert called out to the crowd, "Someone call an ambulance, now." Gilbert quickly assesses the situation and realizes that he needs to perform CPR. After a few rounds of chest compressions and breaths, the person starts breathing again. Gilbert asked the crowd, "Is the ambulance on its way?" Then someone from the crowd responds, "Yes, they're on their way." After a few rounds of chest compressions and breaths, the person starts breathing again. We see Gilbert at a restaurant with his friends, reliving the experience. A friend says, "You're a hero, man." Another friend says, "Seriously, Gilbert? You saved that person's life." Gilbert replied, "I've never had to perform CPR before. I just did what anyone would do in that situation." A friend again said, "You should be proud of yourself." Gilbert smiles, "Thanks, guys. Now let's all get into a CPR training class." CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It is a life-saving technique or an emergency procedure performed to restore blood circulation and breathing in someone who has stopped breathing or whose heart has stopped beating. CPR involves a combination of chest compressions and rescue breaths, which are designed to keep oxygenated blood flowing to the brain and other vital organs until professional medical help arrives. Please observe carefully this illustrated animation. The chest compressions help to circulate blood and the rescue breaths help to oxygenate the blood. Here are the basic steps to perform CPR. 1. Check for responsiveness. Check if the person is responsive by tapping their shoulder and asking if they are okay. If there is no response, shout for help. 2. Call for emergency services. If you are alone, call emergency services or ask someone nearby to do so. 3. Open the airway. Tilt the person's head back gently and lift their chin to open the airway. 4. Check for breathing. Check for signs of breathing for no more than 10 seconds. Look for chest movements and listen for breathing sounds. 5. Perform chest compressions. Place the heel of one hand on the center of the person's chest, between the nipples. Place your other hand on top of the first hand, and interlock your fingers. Press down firmly and quickly, compressing the chest by about 2 inches. Do this at a rate of 100 to 120 compressions per minute. 6. Give rescue breaths. After 30 chest compressions, open the person's airway again and give 2 breaths. Pinch the person's nose shut, place your mouth over their mouth, and blow air into their lungs. Each breath should last about 1 second and make the person's chest rise. 7. Repeat the cycle. Continue with the cycle of 30 chest compressions followed by 2 breaths until emergency services arrive or the person starts breathing again. In conclusion, learning how to perform CPR is a crucial skill that can save lives in emergency situations. Remember, early and effective CPR can greatly increase the chances of survival for a person experiencing cardiac arrest. It is important to always call for emergency medical services before starting CPR and to follow the proper steps and techniques taught in CPR training courses. By staying calm and confident, and by being prepared to act quickly, you can make a significant difference in someone's life. Practice your CPR skills regularly to ensure that you are always ready to respond in an emergency. We would want to emphatically state that it's important to note that CPR can be physically demanding and should only be performed by someone who has been trained and certified in CPR. In an emergency situation, it's better to do something than nothing. So even if you're not confident in your skills, it's still better to try and help the person in need. Thank you for watching. Please do well to follow us and subscribe to all our social media handles. We are here for you. Stay well, world.